beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It's Thursday, Large Project Thursday. Working on our Chiefs inlay that I have gotten nothing done on since last Thursday, unfortunately. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started on it while I kind of do my talking a little bit here. Yeah, with the Chiefs losing, I had actually planned on really pumping through this if they had won and getting it done before the Super Bowl, and I'd still like to get it done before the Super Bowl, but I had some other things I planned on doing after the Super Bowl that I ended up going ahead and just starting on now, and so it took time away from doing this, and it actually hadn't been pulled out till about 2 hours ago. I only got it out. I was hoping to get a line or two done earlier before I started the stream, but didn't end up happening, so we're just going to go ahead and get working on it again. Hopefully this weekend I can get some more done on it. But I hope everybody's having a good Thursday. It's pretty day. I mean, nothing really exciting today happened other than just normal stuff, so decent enough outside, but didn't really go out to do anything. Really can't go anywhere until we get the van done getting fixed. So if you weren't here yesterday, or if you're watching this later, if you look up Wednesday, yesterday's stream, showed off a little bit of the laser stuff, things that I put on attaching. I'll have another card that I attached to this, and some of the scales and all that, so hopefully get more of them done up and posted. But if you have ideas for something you'd like to see on a scale, or a dog tag, or a round tag, or whatever, drop me a line. Let me know. You don't have to, it can just be a suggestion. I'm looking at just different ideas to put out there, something different than what's currently, out there. Even the crazy and weird. But we're going to get this going tonight, and don't forget to share out the link and give us a like and follow us if you're not following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We're on all those, so okay, that's 10. Trying to get more subscribers and all that good stuff. And hopefully we'll be putting out some more laser etch stuff. I got some different 12-inch tumblers now, powder-coated tumblers. I think they call them wine tumblers. But they don't have to be used for wine, so I'm just calling them 12-ounce tumblers. We're adding that. I've got some minimalist wallets that are really cool. I got some wooden ones, and I got some metal ones. Hoping to expand the colors on those here soon. Trying to think of a few other things that I got for the laser side of stuff. I've added a few things. I need to get in there and get them made up, and playing with all the new settings on this other one, though, it's kind of kept me preoccupied, but I mean, it's always a learning curve. You get something new, and I want to make sure I get it all figured out so I can start getting that stuff out. Next thing's going to be testing on some stainless steel tumblers. Getting markings done on those with the laser. I got some, but just wasn't working the way I was wanting to begin with. But now it should be okay, other than just the trial and error to finally figure out what exactly needs to be done to get them to look good and all that. But once that's done, then I can add more stuff other than just the color. Thought about going and doing vinyl stuff on it. But then if you don't cover the vinyl, you gotta, it could start coming off, and then you're dealing with all those epoxies and stuff. And I'm like, that's a little much further than I'd like to go. I don't have enough room for that kind of a setup. So, alright, mark these off here. So I got the, okay, 11. Need 11 whites. Come on over here, whites. Frost, whatever you want to call these. Well, I kind of call them white, but I know they're frost. They're not quite white. They're a little grayish. But you can't anodize and get white. From everything I've read, the molecules are too large to fit into the crevices needed for anodizing. So, the best you can get is kind of this matte frost, which turns out okay. I mean, and some people will use just regular silver as their white, because I mean it's kind of there too, and that can be shiny. So if you got it, but I don't mind the not being shiny here kind of thing. And that's what I've been doing for years now anyway. And I have been starting to get some matte colors. Haven't really made a lot out of the matte yet. But that's just a whole lot more storage area for, getting, because in all these other colors that are shiny colors, like I've said before, I've got, probably 18 to 20 sizes in each color. And if I'd go the same route, that's adding a lot of matte to the smorgasbord. Eventually that will happen. And if you want something in a matte, I can do it. So, I mean, I can always order special and get you what is needed. If I can talk. But we'll see what we can get done on this and get this wrapped up so I can get on to the next one. I'm ready to start another one, even though I'm not even done with this one yet. Just because I don't know if I'll ever have a time where I'm not working on some type of large inlay. I was just thinking about that earlier today. Alright, lime green. I was like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I was thinking about it. It's like I got so many already lined up inlays that I don't know if I'll ever have not an inlay working at some point in time, and easily the next year, if not longer. I mean, if this is all I did was inlays and was spending all my time every day doing it, that'd be, I could go through them quicker, obviously, but as it stands now, I still got easily, let's see, let's call it 28, 56,000. That would be probably 80,000 left in this, and so I mean that's twice the amount that it took on my jersey, and that was 174 hours, 175 hours. So I would imagine, it's 350 hours worth of, and that's just in this particular one I'm working on in several chunks as is, not counting. I've got 4 other inlays I want to do that are unrelated to the Chiefs. Got one of them planned out and everything, but Don't know when I'll get started on it. I still do. I still need to get the rings and whatnot for it. So, I mean, I could probably get a good chunk of it going. It's not a huge one. I'm kind of wondering that one I might change up the rings, either go matte or a. Well, if I go with Chainmail Joe, his rings aren't super shiny, but they're not matte either, so they're like in between. And that's what I've used them once before in an inlay, and they worked out pretty well. So I'm kind of wondering if that's maybe what I'll do. Alright, got those. Okay, 6 white. 3, 4, 6. So I guess, yeah, this is going to be the start of the H, I guess, here. The upper top corner of the H. I was like, why didn't I just finish all green up here? Oh yeah, because I got to start the H. Quick look around, make sure everything's going good up. Oh yeah, everything's looking good tonight. I did give the computer a restart. I think I need to do it again though, but I just put a restart on it. I need to just shut it down, give it an hour, and then she'll be right as rain again. But again, I hope everybody's having a good day, good week. Well, and if you were with us last night, I was working on a bracelet that I was making for the wife for Valentine's Day, thinking that, you know, she doesn't watch a whole lot of my streams, so I didn't necessarily think about her watching it, and then she just happened to be watching it, so she got her Valentine's present last night. You could have held on to it. It's like, well, you already seen it. I already talked about it. So now I need to do another one so I can get pictures. I need to probably get a picture of that one too, but that's been my worst thing over this past year, a little more than a year, is getting pictures of all my stuff anymore. I'll get a few here and there, but I've got a ton of stuff that still needs to be pictured. And then I can load them up and post them on the website if I did that. Dogs are going cuckoo out there again. Well, that was a quick one. I figured they were going to keep going. Normally when they get that loud, that close on the fence lines, because they see, could be one of the neighborhood cats walking around out there. That, or maybe the raccoon or the possum. They go nuts whenever they start walking through the yard. I had a possum out there a couple months ago that was just right up against the fence line. About stepped on it because I didn't see it. I just happened to stop where I was and ended up going to get a flashlight so I could see what was going on. Went back to where I was and I was like, oh, I about stepped on you. And he was just sitting there playing possum. Dogs were going nuts though. They knew he was there. Even the neighbor came out, wondering why his dogs were barking so much. He's like, yeah, I don't know what they're going nuts over. And then we finally figured out what it was. And went out about a half an hour later. They put the dogs up, and Possum was on his way to wherever. No longer playing possum in our yard. And what row is this anyway we're working on? 115. Row 115. So 11,500 after we get this row done. Oh yeah, I guess it is a little running off the screen there. I guess it doesn't matter for this. Again, I'm only using the one camera tonight because I'm doing a time lapse of this. And so if I put it in any of the other cameras on, it'd be part of the recording, and I don't want that to be on there. I could just record straight from the camera, but then it's changing out the memory cards, and it, I was going to do it, but this camera, to get to the memory card, I'd have to take it down off the tripod, which isn't that big of a thing. But it's just nicer just to be able to leave it there and just record off the cord that's already hooked up to the computer. So figure I'll just go with this one camera on Thursdays, or well, anytime I'm doing this outside of the stream, which, since I don't have we won't be streaming until Monday, if I don't do a weird one at some point anyway. But this can stay out, and I know I'll get at least a little bit done on it. That's why I'm kind of hoping maybe I can get a stream done on Saturday doing it too, just so if I do a stream, I know I get work done on it. For sure. Otherwise, it'd be just a stream of me going to looking at my pliers. And Monday is Valentine's Day, like I said yesterday. Don't have any plans, so I will be streaming that night still. So, yeah, if you're home and done with your Valentine's night by then, you can drop in, but otherwise I figure there will be a lot of busy people Monday. There might be people celebrating it over the weekend, I guess, too, since it is a Monday. I'm already kind of perplexed that we're almost halfway through February already. January took so long, and even February's, I guess, taking so long too, but it's quick but slow. Feels like it's been half a year, but in another sense it's been like 10 days. Oop, I guess I need to work off that row. We're done with that row. I just know the first little part's always the same, so I just kind of keep working. Flip over. There you go. So, let's finish off that row. Row 116 is on deck and working. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out. I figure this one's going to be a little more difficult to hang because it's so thin and heavy. But I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm going to use a bigger one yet. I know eventually I'm going to have to be using like a thick, big giant type thing. I'm going to have to convert some rings up and to attach to a bigger bar to hold it all so it doesn't have any give in it, but it probably still will have some because it's going to be so wide. Like I said, by the time I'm done, I just kind of figured it's going to be close near 8 feet wide. About 8 by 4, but roughly. Rough. Unless I make any other alterations to it as I go. And I know it depends on if I'm going to add in any kind of borders around certain things within it. I've already kind of talked about what it is, what it's going to be. I need to just kind of do out a quick design so I can show off what it's going to be like when it's done. But, like I said, there can be a little few alterations I might make. A lot of it's going to depend on how I end up doing the top. If I need it to go a little wider, I'll add borders to certain parts to get it wider. But if it's right now, if it works, then there might not be a border around anything. I'll play it by ear when I get there. Kind of wondering what my time would be. I'm hoping on Monday night we'll be done with the sunburst. I'm hoping we'll have 2 more Mondays and have it done. Might not quite take that long. I'm just not sure yet. Kind of depends on, we're getting down to the parts where we're going to start having a lot less rings to deal with to get it to pull together, so it could go quicker than I think. Still got some. If you got any ideas for something I could do for small project night, let me know. Going through a lot, and there's still a lot I still want to do. I do have a little handful of them that are things either I'm going to make up my own rings and just be BA, bright aluminum, or I'm going to order rings in the other sizes if I can find them. Because some of them are a little odder sizes. I'd rather it still be anodized aluminum, but, I do have still some titanium to work with. I got some niobium wire. I'm looking at making up some small rings out of it. I actually want to use it and make a rope. What is it called? Darn it! Round mail. Duh. Round mail and a nice tight AR and very smallish wire. I've got 22 gauge titanium or niobium that I want to use that on. And I'm thinking about welding it, and I'm going to do the anodizing afterwards. I do like there's somebody out there who was, I think she's part of that other Amy. I don't remember her last name. She made one larger rings, and had a nice little twist to it with colored rings, and made a necklace out of it. It was really cool looking. I was like, yeah, I want to do something like that. Bracelet form and smaller rings, though. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. That should be it there. I should have counted, but let me do it quick. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's correct. One red. And some more color. Start seeing this top of this H come together here in the next couple of rows. We should get this row done, and hopefully another row done before we get done tonight. I'm hoping. We'll see how she goes. Where are we even at now? Yeah, we're 25 minutes, a little under 25 minutes, so we should easily get this one done and another one. Going at least our hour, if not more, kind of depends. Last night we went a little longer than our normal. We didn't quite make it to an hour and a half, but kind of close. But then 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 11. Yeah, once the C comes together after on this, that's when it's gonna. Once I kind of see that all done, then it's just the little bits getting it finished off that'll be nice. But I actually do hope to get a couple more rows in this done tonight. I didn't have anything super planned. I mean, I need to do the normal cat stuff. I need to clean up the kitchen and that, but otherwise I did plan on getting me in a little bit more time tonight. Beforehand I was hoping to get 2, but I wasn't for sure if I would, and then did already plan on getting a few more done tonight, at least another hour's worth throughout the night before I go to bed tonight anyway, after the stream. So that should give me at least 2-3 more rows. Completely get the eye finished off. Yep, because it's going to be two more rows should finish off the eye after this one. Yeah. Well, I know what I forgot to do. Forgot to turn back up the music. I need to have like a little flow chart of things I look at and the order of things I should do so I don't forget stuff. There was a couple nights that I forgot to start the Twitch up, so they were about 5-10 minutes late on the Twitch. I don't think I ever said anything during the stream because I was like, I'm an idiot. I was like, maybe I got one more extra in here. Maybe not. Wasn't sure. Wasn't sure. Alright, and then green. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, because after this will be some white, and that'll kind of finish almost down to the bottom probably. So I think it was a 10 count of white next. Quick look arounds here. Oh, let me move that. Let's see. Looks like I got a couple people here between all the places, so good to have y'all. If you're not posting, like I said, you don't have to post. Just come and hang out, feel cool. Ow. Oh. Had me a little metal splinter. I get a little shreds every once in a while, you know, from closing. When you're closing, I don't know if you can hear them on the video, but you're kind of pushing them together and you're having this little click go on. And so you're rubbing these two butt ends together. Sometimes there's just, you know, a little bit from the cutting there. And so you kind of just flick off just a bit as you're closing. And then it gets on your desktop and then you rub across it. I don't know how many metal splinters I've gotten throughout the years. It's insane. I only seem to get them on anodized aluminum. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just because they're, you know, not harder to clean, but you're a little more careful with them. So you're, you know, when you're cleaning up bright aluminum or stainless or copper or anything like that, you know, you're rubbing them together is all great and stuff. Nothing's going to happen. You're not rubbing off color. So when you're kind of cleaning up aluminum and stuff, I'm a little more gentile, I guess. Make sure I'm not, you know, rubbing the color off of them. So they don't get quite as clean. And then I guess the others I do tumble before I use. So then, you know, it gets rid of all the extra little metals. Alright. And then 3 red. I gotta make a quick look here. 2, 1, 11, 9 green. Okay. Okay, yeah. What was that? Something fell. Something's down. I don't know what it is, but it's not there no more. Not sure exactly sure where it went either. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? I said 10 white, yeah. Yeah, I'd already marked off the 10 white by accident before, and so I was counting on, I was already into the red, and I'm like, I shouldn't be red yet. Where did I screw up? Nowhere. No, other than marking off the one I hadn't done yet. I do that on occasion, though, because I know what's coming and I'll have them ready, or it's a couple, or it's something I can see. You know, a lot of this I've done so much, I kind of already have that feeling of wanting me to change, so. Because all these kind of have the same amount of counts, kind of, on each little italicized part of the letter. And I've gotten kind of used to how many it is, where it does that change, because it's about the same throughout all these letters. There's only one more, 3 reds at the end of this, and I think that's all the red, actually. Because I think the next little row after it would be all white. There might be one single, but I don't think so. I haven't looked that far ahead yet. Marty Moose. Got the Marty Moose song stuck in my head. Last couple nights I've been watching all the old and new Vacations. Kind of just let them play as I go to sleep, so. And then the next night or something, you know, I'll fast forward it to the point where I kind of stopped watching and started trying to get to sleep, and I was flipped over and Marty Moose song come on. Marty Moose, M-A-R-T-Y. There are parts of all those that I love. Even the new one really wasn't all that bad. I kind of, you know, I wasn't expecting a lot for it, but it turned out pretty good. I was pleasantly surprised. New Ghostbusters was really good. I liked it. I didn't mind the other version. I mean, it was okay with what it was. I mean, I don't know if I'd put it in the category of the others, but it was alright. But the new one I liked. I did enjoy the new one. It was kind of cool. Two. So we're about a half an hour in here. I'm going to give a shout out to Sean over there at Mailworks. I'll put a link here at the end of the stream. He streams, I think he streams every Monday through Friday if he can. I mean, most time he does, but then there's occasions when things happen, you know, and he can't, but most time he does. He starts his at 9 Central, my time. Which I guess is his time, come to find out. I thought it might have been Mountain Time, I wasn't sure. So he's 9 p.m. Central Time where he streams, but he's always working on some cool stuff. It's great to kind of hang out with Chad. I normally try to get over there after I'm done with my stream. Sometimes I'm a little late in getting in from closing up my stream, and once I get done with my stream, you know, it takes a few to get everything shut back down. Normally I want to go grab a little something to munch on after all the talking. Sometimes I have to deal with a bit of the cat stuff. Here lately, normally after the stream I'll go let the baby girl out, Marble, who was sick here just recently. Let her have free roam of the house while I put the other cats up, because they just don't get along. But I don't want her to be down here so she can go outside. So she gets roaming time in the house. The other cats get their roaming time, and so it's always a good time to let her out after the stream. Let her do some roaming before food time. And then food time is to deal with the boy kitty for his shot. Always something, always something. And then after I watch a Mailwork stream and do the cat shots, that's normally when I get the kitchen going, get it done for most of the night. And then after that, most time I just kind of veg, but tonight I'm going to get a little bit more done on this, at least, you know. I'm hoping to get an hour. I know I'll get at least a half an hour in. Hopefully I can get a little more. Just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. Last night I was so tired and went to lay down probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours earlier than I would normally. Just because I was like, man, I'm so tired. I felt tired all day. Figured, okay, I'll go to sleep pretty quick. Have a good night's sleep. And I did. I went to sleep fairly quick. And then, I don't even remember what it was that woke me up. After about, I'd been asleep for about an hour and 20 minutes. Something woke me up. I can't remember what it was now. And somebody was coming in the bedroom. Everybody else was still up in the house, other than the daughter. I think she was asleep since she had to work early. Somebody came in and woke me up, and I ended up laying there trying to get back to sleep for the next, it was about 35, 40 minutes, and I finally I was like, I can't get back to sleep now. So then I got up, and I was up for about another 3 or 4 hours. It was like a little hour nap, and I was ready to go again, I guess. Alright, and a bunch of greens here down, because the yard markers are done. They're only 3 wide, so I almost wonder if they should have been 4, but until I can actually hang it and get a good gravity stretch on it. I try to hold it up, but it's just so wavy, you can't really get a good judge of it. Plus, if I'm the one trying to hold it up, it gets so long, it's hard to see it all. You know, I can only stretch out so far with my stubby arms here. I don't know if they're stubby or not. I don't know any average length. I just, when I hold it up and try to look at it, and I you can't hold it out far enough. It needs another 2 feet. Any inlay, it seems like I gotta hold it up and walk away, hang it up and walk away, so I can get a better idea of what it's gonna look like. So I've been half tempted to go ahead and put some temporary rings up top, so that I could go ahead and temporarily put it on some type of bar to see it. But I'm like, that's just more time away from working on it that I'll have to change up and do at the end anyway. Maybe once I get done with the C, it'd be a little different when I'm closing in on the end, then I'll get a better idea of its weight. But I figure 20,000 rings, let me see, 20,000, and then I'll probably lose a little bit because these being round compared to square. It'll probably be 6-ish pounds by the time it's done. I'll find out. I know my Chiefs jersey's just over 14 pounds, like 14.2 pounds. And it used 40,000 rings, just over 40,000. This was usually just over 20. But they were square rings, and the weight of square rings was a bit more over time. I would say, for every 5 pounds, you probably get an extra pound on square rings. I don't know the full. I've never really done any calculations on that, but just trying to judge off what I've done in the past and what things have weighed good. But then there are other things I forgot to weigh. I forgot to weigh the Chiefs flag I did for customer Vicky, who shows up on our stream every once in a while. I forgot to weigh theirs. Totally forgot to put it on the scale. But all these I will. I guess I still haven't weighed the Mahomes portrait picture yet either, but it was, what was it? No, it was just over 10,000 rings. 45 hours, I think it was. I don't know, my little card, where did I put my little cards? Little cards that I printed up would tell me. Yeah, that's Mahomes portrait inlay, 10,560. My little cards. I still got to put the hole in them, and then I'll put them in my cash box for events, and when we get to events, I'll hang them on there. I don't want to leave them hanging on, while they're stored and everything, they get all bent up and scratched up probably. They might still get scratched up over time anyway, but I was half tempted to use dog tags for the information, but it was so small to read. I wanted something bigger to identify it. That's why I started just using those. I've been using them for a while, but they took so long to laser etch. It drove me nuts. And now they're quick and easy, so I'll be making up several more. Got to figure out the graphics. I'm still learning the program. Definitely, I'm hoping to talk about that a little bit last night. Lightburn is a software that I use for my other laser, and it's so much easier to use than EasyCAD, and the way it reads graphic files is a pain, and the way it imports them, it's like, oh man. A lot of my graphics that work perfectly fine on my other two lasers, put it into EasyCAD, and it's like, nope, you don't like that at all, huh? So I've had to go through and tweak pictures and graphics to make them compatible to use with it, which does blow, but alright, this will be row 116, almost done. Two. 3 and 4, that's fine, because I need 2 and a row up. Level up. It's almost how I think about them whenever I'm playing. When I'm doing these, it's like when I get to the end of the row, it's like, watch a little screen will pop up. Level up. Row up. It's always an accomplishment when you get that row done. I thought there was stuff on there. Okay, where's my little ding-a-ling-ling-lingy? I should make a little graphic where I could just push on the make a hotkey on the. Well, I'd have to put a. I don't have a keyboard, but hotkey where I could just push a button and it brings up a graphic and does it for me. A little ding-a-ling-ling. Roll up, roll up. I need to hook up the keyboard too. It'd probably make it a little easier. Because I use the mouse and I use TV as my thing, but my computer's too far away now to do it. So maybe I should hook up the keyboard too. Probably make it easier doing transitions when I'm doing stuff, instead I have to grab the mouse and move it and tell it which one, blah blah blah. I had just quick hotkeys to everything. Then it'd be a matter of remembering what key goes to what. Oh darn it. Supposed to be a white one there, not a green one, dummy. Yeah, I need to mark that row off too. Since we are done with it. Yeah, it's pretty simple for the next little bit. Sweet. At least on this part here, it'll be all done with all my hash marks till we get down to the very end, where we make the sidelines 10-ish rows before we end or so. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of green, bunch of green, bunch of green. I'll have to eventually get out some more and get it cleaned up, I'm sure. Probably going to need to here soon on both the other colors too. I don't want to get out a whole lot more though. I don't want to over open, because I mean I'll probably use more white than I will red to finish up here. So I got the H and the C left. Now, the H is pretty big itself, and the C is kind of large-ish. We'll use some, but I think I might only need one more bag of red. I know I I normally buy extra of all these, at least a bag or two, whenever I'm in a project like this, to make sure that I've got enough of them. Sometimes a little more, just kind of depends on where the number count ends too. You know, if my numbers come out to about what it's supposed to be in a bag, I'll get my normal 2 bags plus 1 just to make sure. If I'm just over it, or, you know, if I get to that halfway point, it's kind of debatable. There's a color I think I might use more often. I actually think I had got 5 more bags of green, but I did plan on using some of those up for Christmas time stuff. I always use up a lot of green at Christmas time, and red for that matter. Now some red, but I haven't really done any Valentine's stuff this year. No hearts or anything. I still got a lot of heart pendants and stuff that I've made, so I didn't want to make up any more. I should take the pictures of them though. Maybe I can before Monday, and I can make a Valentine's Day post with them. I know it'll be too late to necessarily buy them, but just to have a show. He's over there on my chair. I was wondering. Hadn't heard him in a while. He was bugging me before the stream, but then once I got up out of my desk chair and left it open to him, he just curled up sleeping. I could talk to him for half an hour probably. He wouldn't even peep at me, which would be unusual for him. He's a talker. He'll meow at you. Not all the time, but when he wants his attention, he'll just sit there and wow, wow, wow. No, wow, wow, and right back. We'll have a little conversation or wow, wows. I'm sorry. I was wondering. I was looking over at the screen real quick while I was talking, and I here lately I've been noticing when I mute it that I'll see the closed caption, and so I was actually kind of wondering what a row row would come up on the text, but row row doesn't come up on there. It just doesn't show anything. It'll come up on there. Well, there's but we're on well. I guess it's trying to figure out what a row row is. I'm confused in its text program. It keeps saying these words. What are they? Geebly gobbly geep, goop, geep, garp, geep, geep. What will that come up as? I gotta stop that. I could sit here and do that all night, start talking to it. Oh, you gotta edit bloggly keep corp beep beep. Yeah, I could sit here and make up words all night and see what it would translate to. I gotta stop looking at that. That could be fun though. What's actually said and what it thinks you said. Where are we at here anyway? 43 minutes in? No, 48 minutes in. So we'll go a little over an hour. I am going to finish this road probably. As long as nothing crazy happens. My hands are getting a little bit tired, but I'm getting ready to stop and get a drink here in a second. That always kind of helps when you take that. Just a minute here, a minute there. Definitely helps out your hands when it comes to doing this for a while. If I just go without stopping, 25 minutes or so is about where I need to stop for at least a minute or two. And then I can keep going. And if I do that like 3 or 4 times, that's why I always planned on, if the stream would be about an hour and a half, because if I just go non-stop, that's about as much as I can do straight without stopping for the most part. So I figured that'd be the most I would want to do, would be an hour and a half. And it's worked out well. I know other people have streams where they actually do some chainmailing, but then do some other stuff and talk and jabbering and shoving and blah blah blah. And then that would give you a nice break to do that kind of stuff, but I don't really show a whole lot. I need to. I thought about it. I need to pull out some stuff maybe and show it on occasion. I don't know. How do y'all feel about looking at some of my stuff from time to time? That's what I kind of did last night. We had about a 6-7 minute clip of the little laser stuff that I've done. Nothing spectacular or anything, you know, I didn't, you know. But I started the stream with that, and so while that was going, I was kind of narrating it and working on the bracelet that I was working on. I need to get mark these after this because I'm not sure what count is here. It's just going to be the ending of the eye pretty close. Kind of wondering if it's just all going to be or one little red one in there. Guess I can look. Yeah, I don't see any red till up high, so I think that was all the red for the eye. A few whites to finish it off. Frost, white, whatever you want to call it. And tomorrow is laser day, so I'll be going back and figuring out, trying some more stuff. And I'm going to do up some more scales. Right now I just did up the things so I can get a template kind of made. That's why I did the large scales yesterday, or Tuesday. Now I know the basics of it, so I can get the templates made. But now I need to make up a handful of extra large scales, some medium scales, some small scales. I don't know if I'm going to do any tinies yet or not. I might test on them, but I don't know if I'm going to make that a standard thing, because they're already so small. Couldn't put a whole lot on it that's going to be noticeable, unless you really get up looking to it. But I have thought about trying to make some super tiny butterflies and etch on the wings of those. But I am going to be doing more tests of laser etching rings so that I can try to put my name on a ring so I can add it to a piece. It'll have a ring that'll have laser etched on their business and everything. 10 green. Okay, yeah, 8 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. We're at 52 minutes, so yeah. We'll go probably be about 10-15 after to finish up tonight. By the time we get this row done. Row, what did I say we're on? This is row 117. I started on row 115. And we'll get almost 3 in tonight. That's not too bad. We only had a little bit done when we started, so on one row. So not quite 3 rows, but pretty darn close. Which is nice, being that I've gotten 0 done in the past 6 days. I kept looking at it though, trust me, it drove me nuts. Like I said, to be honest, if the Chiefs would have made the Super Bowl, I would have been all over this and it would have been done already. I might be showing it off tonight. But since, you know, I was comatose for a few days afterwards, just going, really, this? Yeah. You know, I mean, they played good, so, I mean, the other team, so, I don't, you know. We had our issues, so, but, you know, afterwards, not winning kind of bummed me out. I'd look at it going, oh man, if they just would have won. That's kind of gotten out of me now, so that's helpful. 9, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. But yeah, the first couple days were just awful as a Chiefs fan. Next two was just the kind of recovery. And now we're almost 2 weeks out from it, so, you know, I think we're, 10 days out from the loss. That kind of easier to be yourself, I guess, as a Chiefs fan. And I think actually being able to work on it tonight kind of helping out too, so. Grab a drink real quick. I haven't seen any comments tonight. Hopefully I'm not missing any. I got all confused this morning. I got logged in and everything this morning, and it said I had all kinds of new comments on the Booga box. And I was like, video? What's going on? So I went over, clicked it, and started looking at it, and I'm like, you're now telling me about these? It was, you know, post comments in a video from, 2 weeks ago. And it was a culmination of videos since 2 weeks ago, not just the one. It was like almost every video for the last 2 weeks supposedly had new comments. But when I go looking at them, it's like, these aren't new. There's nothing about these that are new. But I had to go looking through them all, make sure that I wasn't missing any, so I just never know anymore. Well, I think it was 2 nights ago, I had a weird dream of a streaming dream. It was just weird. I mean, it was just like a normal stream, don't get me wrong, but there was all kinds of weird little issues happening in it, and I was like, when I woke up, I thought it actually happened at first, and it was a weird dream. Weird dream. 11, right? Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, and then after this weekend, I can't believe football will be over with for a while. It's always my bummer time. I mean, even with Chiefs aren't, I always watch playoff games and Super Bowl, so, but when there's no football on, it just, even though I'm not watching all the other games, sometimes I'll catch one here or there, just knowing they're on. If I wanted to, I could watch. And then when the football season's over, it's like, ugh. I can watch some basketball, but normally, again, with basketball, it's pretty much only playoffs. I don't normally watch any regular games unless there's a big matchup or something, but last time that happened was back in the 90s with the Bulls. Nowadays, I mean, they're getting some others, I guess, but I don't know any of the really new players till playoff time comes around. If they make the playoffs. Baseball, don't again, watch any of it, and I don't even watch, World Series or any of those of the playoffs or baseball, unless the Royals have been in it. That's really the only time I've watched. And just because, I mean, I'm not a super Royals fan. I mean, they're from Kansas City, so I want to root for them, yes. But used to go to them when I was a kid and was into baseball, but then once football came in, I don't mind it, but bigger games, it's a little more funner. I know my daughter, they went out and did the Star Spangled Banner one year for the Royals game. It was kind of neat, I remember back in my day, we went and actually during the 86 World Series, was it? Yeah, I think it's 85, 86. One of those two. I know our band went and performed during the playoffs, early in the playoffs of that run, and that was cool. I don't necessarily remember everything in it. I think it would have been my freshman year, sophomore year, 2, 4, 6, 8. But I remember there's pictures floating around of us out there on the field. And we actually did a couple preseason football games back before halftimes went away. That's one thing, we're getting ready to have the Super Bowl. I honestly would love to see a halftime Super Bowl be of a marching band. And, the average bands are cool, but there's some great marching bands out there that, I forget what they call them. I can't remember, but they're just awesome. And I'd love to be able to just see a normal halftime football game without all the hype of whoever's there, because I haven't cared for anybody really at the Super Bowl halftimes. It's like, they make a big old deal of it. Halftime, I don't know who they are anymore. And if I do know who they are, it's just, yeah. I mean, you're never going to see a Metallica halftime show. I'd take that. But then again, I'd still be like, I guess I've watched so many halftimes of bands that I think whenever, marching bands, that's what halftimes feel like to me. I've just been to so many more football games with marching bands throughout all my years that it just feels weird when a halftime doesn't have a marching band. Yeah, but they got some good core bands out there. The DC, that are they're killer. If you go watch some of their stuff on YouTubes and stuff, you'd be like, that's not what you remember seeing it as halftime marching bands. But I mean, they're dedicated groups of people that get out there and put on one heck of a show. I think there's 5 or 6 that have been really good for many years. I think there's only, at least in the elite group there, I know of 8 for sure. There might be a few others, but they put on a heck of a show. I mean, even the colleges put on some good shows too, but even in college, you're going to have, as in high school, you got people that are in the band that, I guess in college it's a little more, but in high school for sure you get a lot of kids in band that, parents are making them take band, or, they don't really want to be there type thing, but they're in it. This group, or you're paying to go into this group, and fundraising and stuff to be in this group, and so they're super dedicated, let's just say that. And put on some heck of a shows. They come through our town on occasion. I want to say it was 6-7 years ago they came through town here. And then a few other times they've had specials at the movie theaters. Because it's end of the summer is when their big thing is. It'd be hard to probably do this time of the year thing, because a lot of them are college people. During summer, that's why it's a summer marching competition type group. There are some high school kids in there, and I've actually known a few through past several years, being a parent helping out, that the kids, there's a few that have been in it in high school. So I mean, but it is, you have to pay, but you also have to try out, and they will. I mean, they cut tons of people. A lot of people try out, and the only thing that kind of sucks is they're more of a brass drum lines. There's no woodwinds in these groups, so being a woodwind player myself, that's what kind of sucks. But you know, I did play brass instruments too. By the time I graduated high school, I was playing French horn and trombone. Could play baritone somewhat. Never got it fully down, but French horn I played with in a couple things. Trombone I had fun with most of all. And trumpet. I forgot how to play trumpet easy. Trumpet was, I mean, I don't want to say trumpet's easy, but out of those, it was probably the easiest one to learn. The basics of it. Now, becoming good on it is a different story. I think it was probably harder on the lips with the range, because basically you've only got 3 keys, so you can only make so many notes before your next range you have to start changing lips. And you have to do that with every brass instrument, depending on where you're at on it. But I think trumpet was probably the hardest on that aspect of it. But, you know, trombone and baritones, you're more playing the methodic rhythms in the background, so you don't have a huge range. Now, every piece of music's different, but there are some that people that write music, you know, they can write it for certain groups and all that, so. But clarinet was my number one thing. That's what I started with in, what was it, 3rd grade? It was kind of a weird little after hours thing that they just started throwing together one year, and that's when I started playing and kind of got hooked. I wanted to play saxophone, but they said my hands were too small, which didn't learn out till about 15 years later that they were just blowing smoke up my butt. But that's because everybody wanted to play saxophone in the mid to late 70s. I don't know. Well, part of it, I wanted to do it because of Richie Cunningham. So, all right. Well, where are we at here? 30, an hour and 6. So we got done before the hour 15. So that's good. And that was row 117. We're now on to row 118. So there's 11,700 rings in this little baby right now. But we're going to go ahead and close up for tonight. I don't think I have any viewers. I'm not sure. I would stretch this thing out. I guess we can still go ahead and do it real quick. It's like if nobody's here, I don't want to stretch it all out, but somebody might be watching it later, so I should stretch it out. Do a few things. So, I believe that was all of the eye. Chart. No, I guess there's one more white ring right there that ends my eye. That's what we're going for. Okay. Getting this thing kind of trying to go. So it's definitely over our 2 foot now. We're probably running about 27 inches. So about the best I can do. I think it's fitting in screen. It only looks like it's halfway done, but we know we're past halfway because this was halfway. But once that H gets done, I think that it'll, you know, give us more down here and make it look fuller. More fuller, whatever the proper words will be. But we're going to go ahead and call it quits for tonight. I do want to thank everybody again for dropping by. Check us out if you're watching later. That's great too. Don't forget to give us likes, thumbs up, shares, all that good stuff. All that helps get us out there. We always stream Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 6:30 or 7:30 p.m. at Central Time. For at least an hour. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. And so tonight's Thursday. We will for sure be back on Monday. But I really hope I can get an hour or something in on Saturday at some point. It could be early in the morning. It could be later in the afternoon. It might be even late at night, Sunday morning. Who knows? But I'm hoping to at least get one in, just so we can kind of show some more, get some more done, and all that. So, if I don't see you this weekend, you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you up there on Monday and all that. So, you all have a great night, great weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.